the always iconic, always lovely, always delightful Griswold Inn. It is the oldest inn and restaurant in the country, in case you didn't know. The wine bar there is a little younger, though. How old is the wine bar?
The wine bar turned 20 this year.
See? That was 220. Yeah, it doesn't got. Ian Matheson is the executive chef of the wine bar back with us. Nice to see you again,
Good to
sir.
see you, Matt.
You're always trying to get local foods and local,
Absolutely.
keep local. And as we said before the break, nothing says time of season like crabs.
Absolutely. End of summer, our little ode with some fresh local crab
Now,
here.
the funny part is, and I'll show you that. Brenda, get a shot of that. This is probably, and I say this honestly, the best looking crab I've ever seen.
Yep, we got some jumbo lump mixed with some regular lump
I
crab.
may just, you just go about yourself. I'm going to eat this
Right.
straight out of the can.
All right.
But no, let's make a crab cake. Out of it. Go
Okay,
to
well,
work.
the important thing with the crab cake is not to mix everything together,
And that
right?
was, yeah.
Right, so we're going to start, we have our dressing, if you will, which is egg, mayonnaise, Dijon, some Old Bay seasoning, a little cayenne. And we're going to start with that.
Yeah.
And we don't, no one likes a crab cake.
Nobody likes too much bread in a crab
right?
cake.
So we have a full pound of crab here. We're only going to use 2 ounces
Right.
of our crushed croutons.
Often when we have a chef come in, we always like to hear their take on something. I think your take with this, if I'm not mistaken, sir, is the order of stuff that you put in, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Why do it like this?
Because I want to keep the crab nice and chunky. I don't want it to all break down, so I'm going to mix my bread into my dressing first.
That is interesting.
And then
I would have just thrown it all in.
in
But
goes
that's
the
why I'm
crab.
not the executive chef at the Griswold wine bar. Right? In comes the crab.
Okay, and we're just going to gently fold that into the dressing until it's really nice and
This
coated.
is not something you want to manhandle.
Exactly. You want to maintain the integrity of those nice big pieces of crab.
But now, since we're making a crab cake, I'm looking at that and wondering, is that going to be not enough bread or not enough oomph to bind it together?
It is going to be. It's going to be just enough. I tell you why, because we're going to put this in the fridge for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
And it's going to set up.
Okay, we'll get that out of the way. Here, I'll take that. I'll do that.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we've got
Meanwhile-
the finished right here. This is what they're going to look like here.
After it sets up in the fridge for a little while.
Did you see they almost slid? I don't want that. Here, throw them in there.
Okay.
How long? Those are some fairly thick crab cakes.
They're going to take about 3 minutes per side.
Uh-huh. Put your butter in. Put it on medium
Put
to
your
medium
butter,
high.
a little olive oil. Get it nice and hot, but not too hot.
Right.
And in goes your crab. Just like that.
While you're doing that, tell us what else is on the menu for fall over at the wine bar.
At the wine bar, we're still working on the menu. On the Griswold inside, we're going to be doing perhaps some duck confit, some roast chicken, a new pork chop dish is coming up.
And getting ready for all that wild game at the end of the year, right?
Absolutely. In December, the wild game.
You're looking at pictures of the
this
lovely...
fall we'll be featuring, a lot of root vegetables, a lot of sweet potato,
Because
apple.
again, as we said, you're playing to what you've got around here, and what you got is good
Absolutely.
stuff. Right.
Nice seasonal ingredients, butternut squash.
I would
things of that
imagine
nature.
that you're not going to walk away from this, but how long before you turn it on both sides?
About 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad. We're down to 30 seconds, so take a look as he flips it. And again, notice he's got a good color. Not yet.
Not quite yet.
See, I would have said, do it, flip it. This is the finished product right here, by the way.
There we go.
I loved it. Go ahead. You keep working on that one. I'm going into town on this one. By the way, so again, as we said, the recipe is not so much something different, but just the way you do it.
Exactly.
How long did it take you to figure that out?
A couple of trials, but with some hard work, we came up with a recipe that we really like. And then we serve it with our house-made remoulade. Has lots of dill, capers, some relish.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you so much.
Go see Ian at the Griswold Inn and Wine Bar.
Thank you.
He'll be waiting for you, and he'll have all the crab ready. He just won't have what's here.
Crab till the end of summer.
That's it. There you go.